yo.
Welcome to the first episode of BeatLance with K&B.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we've been waiting to do this for a very long time. And when I say very long time, it's honestly been a very long time. Like me and Burden have been talking about this for like almost a month now. And finally we got together and we was like, you know what? Let's finally do it. So here it is in the works. We're happy to be here. We're two young men just trying to honestly give our opinions on music topics and whatnot. So really and truly, it's a blessing to have this opportunity. And hopefully, we please you guys. Honestly, we hope you guys can see our standpoints, our views, just anything that we talk about.
You also, guys, follow us on Twitter at BeatLancePod. Follow us on Instagram at BeatLancePod Podcast. And what we're going to be talking about basically is we're going to be giving our reviews on certain songs and albums. I'm going to be out at the time. We're going to be analyzing artists. We might even do some reviews and reactions to music videos that come out. And, you know, we just here to give our opinion on music and hopefully you guys enjoy.
So personally, I've known Burden since grade 8. That's well more than like 6 years now. So ever since I've known him to be a J. Cole fan. Ever since he's known me to be a Kanye West fan. So we've always like been able to like relate to a lot of music topics. Usually when we used to go to high school together, me, Burden, and a few other like of our classmates, we would always sit down and have music talks, music arguments. Sometimes it would turn into an argument, sometimes it won't. Depends on like who's there and what topic it is. Like whenever it came to a Kanye topic, it would usually turn into an argument because I would get defensive. And so really and truly, it's whatever we say goes on this podcast. Like if he says something, I say something, I'm not gonna go against it. I'm not gonna fully agree with him in a sense. I'm gonna understand where he's coming from. And from there, that's what this podcast will be all about.
Okay, I low-key lagged out just now, but
Yeah.
Show must go on. I don't know what you just said. I remember the last thing you said was from since we've known each other, he was a Kanye fan, I was a J. Cole fan, and that's Fox. I think the first memory I have listening to music was I remember it was a Lil Wayne music video. It was called DJ, and I remember it was showing up on MTV Music when they used to show music videos at the time. And ever since then, I don't know why, but I just been a fan for music. And as you can see, as you will see in the future, Lil Wayne has been like a very influential part of my life, music-wise.
Well, like growing up when I was like in primary school or whatever, my stepdad would always have like the newest CDs, the mixtapes and stuff like that playing inside the car. So basically from when I was like in grade 4, my earliest memory, I could remember like rapping and singing like the most relevant songs of those certain years. So from as long as I could remember, I really been a music fan. I think I became a Kanye West fan due to the same reason. Um, I remember he used to have like, I think the CD that he had from Kanye was Graduation. So that was around 2007, 2008. But as for long as I could remember, we always used to listen to Lil Wayne, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Eminem. Like those are the top 4 artists we would always listen to like every morning and every afternoon from school pickups and drop-offs. So yeah, as long as I could remember, I really been listening to Kanye West, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Eminem. You could even add Drake in there because Drake was always a relevant artist from like back then.
Fox.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So as you can tell, our favorite genre of music is rap/hip hop.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. Rap and hip hop. It's just always been prevalent, I guess, inside each of our lives. I remember, like, I know. My daddy would always like be listening to the radio and a song come on, and he would be like, I know him personally, and then would like show me a picture with them. And like
Of
ever
course.
since, yeah.
Of course.
And like it was just, I don't know, I feel like with certain like with rap it's so diverse. You have, you know, songs that people get hyped to, and then you have storytelling songs, you got songs where people talk about personal things in their lives. It's just it's so different to me than almost like than most other genres.
Genres, yeah.
How can you not like it, to be honest?
Like you said, it's so diverse. Like I would personally categorize rap into so much different subsections. You would have the rappers who can use like punchlines, metaphors, personifications, you know, figures of speech, and make it into a whole rap song or album. Then you have the beat makers. You have those who like prefer to ride beats. They would throw in like punchlines every now and then. Then you have the storytellers, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, when I say someone like a storyteller, of course, I'm talking about J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West. When I'm talking about personifications, figures of speech, and stuff like that, of course, I'm talking about Lil Wayne. And when I'm talking about like beat writing and flowing on the beat, of course, we're more talking about the newest generation, the new wave of rappers like, let's say, Lil Uzi Vert.
Got Gunna a little bit.
Yeah, more specifically, Gunna for sure, for sure.
Yeah, Gunna for sure. They know they just know how to make, like, they know how to make their voice sound like it's a part of the beat, and it's just so
That's their specialty.
They just flow so smoothly over the instrumental. So each person has their own particular type of music that they enjoy, and it's basically something out there for everybody, to be honest.
Rap's been out for so long that everybody changed it into their own way. Like, you can't get mad at one person for saying this is their favorite genre of rap. Well, I'm going to use the word genre. Like, you know what I explained earlier.
Yeah.
So if someone says they like trap music, that's a genre of rap music, in my opinion. If someone says they like trap music more than like a storytelling side of music like J. Cole, you can't really get mad at it. It's their like decision of like what version of rap they want to listen to. Yeah.
All right.
I rather listen to lyrics and like sit down and analyze the lyrics rather than like just nod my head. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would sit down and listen and just like nod my head just because it's like a Gunna album or whatever. But
right. So with that being said, I think we'll start by going into our top 5 favorite artists.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Me personally, my top 5 list. Let's say this in order. Let's say this in order. So 5.
We can do it in order.
Yeah, we do it in order. 5 for me would be, I'd say probably either between Travis Scott and Young Thug. 4 would be Kendrick.
Yeah.
And then 3 would definitely be Kanye. And then I count these next 2 as my not like 1A and 1B, just because like I can't pick a favorite. It'll probably be between J. Cole and Lil Wayne. Feel like Lil Wayne is like, he's been such an instrumental part of my life. Like, his music has been such an instrumental part of my life from since I was growing up. And then I feel like when I started listening to J. Cole and when I started being like more of a fan of J. Cole, he was my gateway on like kind of expanding my music knowledge. So
yeah,
for those 2, they definitely would be like my 1A, 1B. I can't pick like one over the next one as my favorite.
So my top 5, I'm going to do the reverse of Burden. I'm going to name it from number 1 to 5. So of course, my number 1 artist, all of my friends who are watching this, even Burden already knows who I'm going to say, Kanye West, greatest artist of all time. You can't disrespect greatness. My second artist would be Jay-Z, because without Jay-Z, there would be no Kanye West. And my number 3 would most likely be Kendrick Lamar. My number 4 would be Young Thug. And my number 5 would be Lil Uzi Vert.
Speaking of our favorite artists, our favorite albums, well, my favorite album of all time is Born Sinner by J. Cole. I feel like that's his best album.
Respectable, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in my opinion, that's his best album. It had the perfect blend of because his album before that was Sideline Story, pretty sure. Sideline Story, that sounded way too mainstream. Like, it was like J. Cole sound better when he's not trying to be mainstream. I feel like Born Sinner has a perfect blend of his mainstream work and his more story, like not I wouldn't just say storytelling, but his conscious rap, basically, not just in mainstream. So now I feel like he sounds better currently. Like he definitely like honed his voice and his craft to make it sound better now. But Born Sinner it's too perfect in my opinion. I don't know what it is about it. I just think that album perfect.
Yeah. So speaking of number one albums, my favorite album of all time would honestly be Watch the Throne. Watch the Throne is a rap album collab between the two greatest artists of all time, if you ask me, Kanye West and Jay-Z. So in that album, they're basically talking about Black excellence, and it's so prevalent to what we're going through today, the riots, the protests. It's very prevalent in what we're talking about today. So Watch the Throne is basically talking about two Black rappers who came from nothing and are now able to go to Paris whenever they want to. I mean, things changed. This album came out in 2011. They're not really talking about the same things nowadays, like specifically Kanye. But, if you heard about Kanye and Jay-Z back then, like they were the dynamic duo, like they were really unstoppable. Like they were on top of the rap game. Like back then, 2011, 2012, if you ask me who the face of rap was, you have no choice but to say Kanye West and Jay-Z. They talked about racism. They talked about Black people gaining the respect of power. They talked about every single thing you could ever think about in that album.
Yeah, Watch the Throne. I still listen to songs out there. Like so some of the songs I haven't listened to it fully.
Full length album is like pretty good.
Yeah. I definitely
no skips at all.
Yeah, I definitely remember at least I'd say like 60 to 65% of the songs off the top of my head. Like I know what they sound like, but I feel like that's an album that I'll have to re-listen to, and we'll get into in the future. We're definitely going to talk about we're gonna be breaking down artists and their discographies, their albums, like some of their best albums, some of their favorite albums from for us personally. And even when we talk about those artists, we may even feature a few guests to I guess kind of expand on
piggyback on what
artists. Yeah, because some of the artists that we talk about in future, we may not know a lot about them, but we might know somebody that we might bring on as a guest that could talk about them more in depth than us. My favorite song right now is probably Out of Love by Lil Tecca. It's like a kind of, I don't want to say it's like a regular love song, kind of, but it sounds like this, like, it isn't anything special, like lyrically, but that song, it sounds like that song is a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. I highly encourage everybody to go listen to that because that was a good song, and I don't see enough people talking about that song. It came out I think 2 months ago. I suggest y'all listen to Out of Love by Lil Tecca.
Yeah, so for me, my favorite song right now would be Big Slimes. It was a song on the rap collab mixtape, / album. I think they later turned it into an album, but I think it originally was a mixtape. The collab between Chris Brown and Young Thug.
I think now we're gonna go into some of the polls that we had set up on our Twitter account that I shouted out earlier. Make sure to follow us at BeatLancePod, follow us on Instagram at BeatLancePodcast to keep up with updates about when we drop in our episodes, and we're going to be doing some polls in the future. We're going to be doing a lot of episodes in the future based on fan interaction, like the polls. So make sure to follow us on there and keep up with us so that technically you could be a part of the episode. So
yeah. But Twitter will be our main platform. We use IG a lot, but me and Burden are more of like Twitter people. So
you'll be on Twitter. You'll definitely see us on Twitter.
Most times the polls will definitely be on Twitter. We'll try and incorporate on IG as we get like more profound in doing this stuff. Like again, this is only our first episode, so the internet quality might be bad, the video quality might be bad, audio quality might be bad, but guess what? Everybody starts from somewhere, and we're proud to say that we're actually doing it, and we're proud to say that we have a lot of fans already. Like the amount of support that we've got in the last 2 weeks is like already crazy for like the thing that we want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even we didn't even put out anything yet. You know, we have people already, you know, because we had people already vote on polls and stuff like that, follow us on our account, and
Yeah.
you know, the support just it's always good to have some support there, so you know, you kind of have some type of encouragement to keep moving forward. So we appreciate you all out there. Appreciate it.
We got support from Bahamians. We got support from Canadians. We have support from Americans. Like we have support everywhere. So honestly, we want to say thank you.
Make sure share it.
Yeah, make sure share it for real though.
Get some, you know.
Every like, comment, and retweet will always help in the long run. For sure. Yeah. But let's get to talking about the poll. So like Burden said last week, we posted a poll. The main point of doing the poll was so that we can show people ask people some questions, and then the questions in turn would help us talk about stuff in the videos.
Okay. But
all right. So first question, favorite YSL Records member. So 74% of you guys voted for Young Thug, 25 Gunna, and 1% Lil Duke. I'm really surprised that someone voted for Lil Duke over Lil Kid, but hey, it was 61 votes in total. What's your favorite, Burden?
My favorite definitely Young Thug. I have no clue what Lil Duke sound like. I'm not even gonna lie.
He's more of a feature artist for me, yeah.
I definitely heard him on a Thugger song before, but I don't know. I can tell you what he sound like. I heard Lil Kid before. Like before I was saying I listened to Gunna. He cool. You know, I gotta listen to his album. But yeah, definitely Young Thug.
Yeah, I would agree on you. I would say Young Thug for sure. But my second favorite would be Lil Kid. He's a new up and coming artist, and honestly, I like his style. He's cool.
True.
So second one would be favorite former Young Money artist. So we have 20% for Lil Wayne, 58% for Drake, 20% for Nicki Minaj, and 2% for Tyga.
Y'all 2% of vote for Tyga. Stop lying. I'm lying. I know. I know y'all ain't y'all. I know y'all not grabbing your phone saying.
Hey, 65 votes. That's a lot though.
That is a lot. 2%.
That's a lot.
I mean, at least more than one person vote for Tyga. But
that's probably only like one person. My math is off, but yeah.
One, probably two. I not surprised that Drake is number one.
Yeah.
Because more people listen to Drake now, definitely than Lil Wayne, because at least because Drake is he's probably the biggest celebrity in the world right now. So I'm not surprised.
That's no doubt.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he has most of the vote.
That's for sure.
Kind of would like to see Lil Wayne be a little bit ahead of Nicki, but I understand because Nicki has been the number one female rapper of the past,
now?
Like maybe like over 10 years, 10, 11, 12 years. So I'm not really surprised by this, to be honest.
Yeah. So next question, favorite current good music artist. So I don't know if you guys know, but Good Music is like the label that Kanye came up with. So it's under Rockefeller Records, which is Jay-Z. So yeah. So 37% of you guys said Kanye West. I'm in full agreement with you guys. Of course, I'm going to say Kanye West as well.
I will agree as well.
Yeah?
So yeah.
62 votes.
Yeah. Also, Big Sean getting 37% is a little different. I didn't expect that because I don't even know a lot of people that listen to Big Sean on a regular.
Me either. Like, back then I used to listen to Big Sean a lot. The amount of time I spent listening to him, like, drastically went down. Like, his album, I think it was Dark Sky Paradise or something like that. I forgot the proper name of the album. Yeah, that was a really good album.
I'm pretty sure that's the right name of the album. I'm pretty sure.
That was a really good album. So back then I used to listen to him because he's considered like a son to Kanye as well. And him and Kanye have a lot of like featured songs with each other. So yeah, I might start listening to him again, like more prevalently, but yeah.
Yeah, I know the last album from him I listened to was I Decided. I couldn't tell you if he dropped something after that, but I remember I Decided was pretty good. But I wouldn't expect him to get like the same amount of votes as Kanye. But.
Yeah. So favorite Jack Boy?
Travis Scott got 77% of the vote out of 60 votes, and then Don Toliver 22%, Checkouts with 2%, and I could not tell you who Luxury Talks is. I'll tell you the truth. Kareem made these polls, and I saw Luxury Talks, and I never see that name in my whole life.
Hey, so I was just thinking about like Jack Boys. So like, of course, for Jack Boys, you have Don Toliver, Travis Scott, Shaq West. A lot of people are probably saying like, why isn't Pop Smoke up there? But officially, like on the books, Pop Smoke wasn't a part of Jack Boys. Like he was like with them, but like he wasn't actually like signed to like Jack Boys. So that's the main reason why he isn't on there.
True. Also,
Yeah.
y'all stream Don Toliver album because it's a good album.
Oh,
Talk about that in the future.
I see him as a modern day like T-Pain, if you ask me.
He definitely deserves more attention. His Heaven or Hell is a perfect album to me. Well, not perfect album, but I give it a pretty high
A very
rating.
good listen, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think if it have any skips, then it barely skips, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm.
So this one is an important one. Favorite
Right.
iconic rap collab, my bad.
Mm.
So all I do is win got majority of the votes. Now,
Uh,
if we look at it, like I personally voted for Forever. Forever is my favorite, but all I do is win one. DJ Khaled is like raps Nick Fury, so he does it. But
that's
what
fine.
did you vote for, Burden?
I honestly can't remember because Forever and I'm on one is like like two of my favorite songs of all time, and
Yeah,
I may have voted for Forever, just because specifically for Eminem and Kanye's verses.
yeah. Forever was like, if you really look at it, like at that point in time, the most popular or relevant artist was Kanye West, Eminem, Lil Wayne, Drake, and yeah,
Yeah,
and to get all of them on one song, that was pretty good.
yeah, that's pretty good. I'm on one, definitely up there too. I mean, I'm not surprised all I do is make a 4 or 5% because that's the one you definitely had that at a lot of parties and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
that's definitely a song people hear more often around, like even up to now, considering that whenever you go out, you definitely probably gonna hear that somewhere.
it is a DJ Khaled song, so he has like the ability to get more artists and like longer verses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Swagger Like Us. I don't know if a lot of people like remember the actual song Swagger Like Us, but it goes like Swagger Like Us, Swagger Like Us. I guess it only got like 4%, so you don't even remember it.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you it was on that. I do remember. I do like that name looked familiar, and how you were saying that sounds familiar. But I honestly
Yeah.
don't remember. So I don't remember like anything about that song, to be honest.
So now we have favorite new rap duo, part one. So Drake and Future got 48%. I mean, it's Drake and Future, so
Oh,
you
true.
kind of expect that. Lil Baby and Gunna was like right behind them. Now, the Baby and Stunner for Vegas. I personally used to like Stunner for Vegas a lot, but hey, it is what it is.
Mm.
NBA YoungBoy and Quando Rondo. I'm surprised they didn't really get a lot of like votes for the amount of YoungBoy fans that are out there, but I guess people prefer Drake and Future over them.
Mm.
And then Lil Baby and Gunna's like pretty relevant these days too.
Yeah. I these look pretty accurate to what I see people listening to. Or I don't know any Quando Ronald songs off the top of my head, so I can tell you right now I didn't vote for them. But I'm pretty sure I voted for Drake in Future because obvious choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty accurate results in my opinion.
City Girls won?
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's crazy. That's crazy. City Girls being over Lil Uzi and Playboy Cardi is I don't know about
Hey,
that.
nothing against City Girls, but last time I checked the polls, like Lil Uzi and Playboy was in the lead. So I mean,
I
it's
mean,
only by 1%, but still,
yeah,
damn.
but well, I mean, like one person voted, like, yeah, one person voted over like City Girls over Lil Uzi and Cardi.
Yeah.
However, I wouldn't expect it to be that close. I definitely expect them to get some votes, especially from the our female audience. Shout out to y'all. But uh, Lil Uzi and Play. I mean, now I think about it, how much I don't know how much songs they really have out. Like that's
They're
like
more of like an icon. Okay, I wouldn't say it's like more for the music side, but I would say it's like the social media side.
how
Like they
good
were
the song is.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, they were portrayed on social media as like the dynamic duo.
Mm. I mean, yeah, you're definitely right.
Yeah. Now, Young Dolph and Key Glock, we definitely know Andre voted for Key Glock probably like 20 times. He probably made like 50 different Twitter accounts.
Fox, big Fox.
Yeah. Lil
I
Durk
don't.
and G Herbo.
No, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't listen to G Herbo because it's G Herbo. I also don't listen to Lil Durk like that. He cool, but he just like I need to listen to him like more of his music because like the stuff that I listened to from him before, it's been all right, but like it ain't nothing amazing. I definitely see people talk about him at a higher prestige than I feel like his music warrants. But
It's my opinion, and like you said, your opinion.
mm,
I'm not really fond of Lil Durk.
I mean, I could try, but like,
I'll try, but I
but
just can't force myself. Yeah.
mm,
So favorite Canadian artist, of course, Drake won. We all knew that was
yeah,
gonna happen.
it's Drake. I do know a lot of people that are Weekend fans.
Yeah, I'm a Weekend fan. Like I personally thought that the Weekend was gonna have more votes, but of course, it's Drake versus the
it's-
Weekend.
mm, but I know his last album. You talk about that in a future episode, but his last album, After Hours,
That was pretty good. I
that was
liked it.
that was probably near perfect for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't listen to Tory Lanez like that. I do listen to PND. But yeah, Drake won because it's Drake. Because yeah,
I listened to one song off of P&D's album that was "Believe It" with Rihanna. It's kind of catchy. I'm not gonna lie, it's really catchy.
I can't remember. I can't remember any like most of the songs off the top of my head, like what they sound like. But I do know that the Believe It and then the single when he dropped. Well, I know he dropped two singles before the album came out. It was one with Drake, and then the next one was called The News. I'm pretty sure. Those songs was pretty good, and then the album itself was
Yeah.
alright. So yeah.
So now we have favorite Florida rapper. I personally thought that Kodak was gonna win, and he did win.
I don't listen to Rod Wave, because Rod Wave. I listen to Melly sometimes. Not a
I listen to
big.
Melly, yeah.
I don't listen to him like that, but I could definitely see Kodak winning. Now X, I could promise, like I swear, if X did not pass away, he could have won. X probably is my favorite out of these, but since he ain't had no money, he ain't dropping no more music, then I'd
Yeah,
have to pick.
R.I.P.
I'd have to pick Kodak, but X definitely out of these four was my favorite, and then Kodak because.
Oh yeah, before I forget,
Mm.
a little like I guess like pop fact for everybody who didn't know, The Weeknd was mainly responsible for the success of Take Care, which is Drake's album.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that The Weeknd actually like wrote majority of the songs on it.
Yeah, I definitely saw a few people in the past say that The Weeknd deserved as much credit as Drake got on that album for all the success it did. I don't know if he was included in like because like when people win Grammys for albums, like it's not just one person; it's the collective.
Yeah,
I don't know for sure, but I hope he was a part of that collective that won a Grammy for the album.
we gotta go back and look at that, but I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really know
Mm.
behind doors if it did get any awards. He probably did give it to The Weeknd just because I know they are like
Yeah.
really good friends. I think.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite Atlanta rapper. So 21 Savage did end up beating Young Thug. I personally thought that Young Thug was going to win, but hey, 21 Savage is a good rapper.
See, earlier I do remember me putting Young Thug in my top 5, but
Yeah.
21, like his
His style.
his style. I feel like I can see why he would win this. To be honest,
Yeah.
His last album was I Read It I Was. That album was a 10 out of 10. That album was perfect. I think that album. I can't think of one bad song on that album. That album like was unskippable straight through. So I can definitely see why people would have him as like he would be like the majority vote.
Yeah. So Lil Baby didn't do too bad. Gucci Mane, he doesn't have the popularity like he once did, but I'm glad to see that someone still did vote for him.
Gucci.
Hey, when he first was released from prison, I was pretty happy. Like I used to listen to his music a lot.
without 2016, right? I'm pretty sure I vividly remember listening to, I think it was Everybody's Looking.
It was right before Christmas.
Yeah. Oh wait, it was
No. I'm confusing it.
I think the one you talking about just before Christmas, that was the return of Isa Lanasana. That was a good album.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And then earlier that year, well, I'm pretty sure you dropped multiple albums in 2016, but the significant one.
Oh yeah, it was the album where he had like his shirt off, but he was facing like the actual thing, the colorful screen.
Yeah,
and he had his hands in the air like that.
That was Everybody's Looking.
First Day Out, yeah, I knew that song word for word.
Yeah. When he first got released from prison, he was his popularity was at its peak. But before, like back in like 2007, 2008, 2009, like Fat Gucci might have been prime Gucci. I ain't gonna lie. Because I remember
I know two females who would like definitely agree with you saying like Fat Gucci was prime Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
That's Serena and Shavante.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember the two songs specifically that I remember. Well, three songs specifically I remember from that era was Lemonade, classical. That's a song would have like an orchestra or something in the background. That's another classic, and then Wasted. That's another classic. And I'll listen to the remix by Lil Wayne too is pretty good.
Honestly, if you don't know Lemonade,
Lemonade. I can listen to Lemonade all day. Where were you? I like Lemonade like 2007. Classic.
Like if there was a famous gang for like being yellow instead of like blue or red or green or whatever, like Gucci Mane would have been like the perfect advocate for like that music video was like everything was yellow.
I remember
everything was yellow in that music video. Like that was crazy.
I remember
and he had the money for it, so like it was perfectly possible.
Yeah, like that whole era of Gucci, that might have been like his peak, to be honest.
So favorite Detroit rapper, Big Sean, of course, won. Eminem isn't really as prevalent as he used to be, so that's why I could see him getting only 17%. But Big Sean is the most relevant person out of all of these people, so I could see like why he honestly won by a landslide.
Yeah, Eminem's peak was probably between 1999 to like 2005-ish. So we kind of missed out on his peak. I definitely know a lot of songs from that. So I would vote for. I'm pretty sure I voted for Eminem. But I could definitely see why Big Sean will be up there. T Grizzly ain't as relevant no more. And same thing with Des Loaf. So
T Grizzly was relevant for like about 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years from like between.
And Dej Loaf was probably like 1 year.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying their music isn't good, but that's the amount of
really,
relevancy that they had. Yeah.
They ain't getting the same popularity as they used to.
Like Dej Loaf and T Grizzly, like remember Trinidad James?
Everything. Yeah. I was
like, where is he now?
I honestly couldn't tell you, to be honest.
I couldn't tell you either. Favorite
Chicago rapper, mine is Kanye. I would expect Chief Keef to get more because Chief Keef is goated. Lil Durk got 0%. Thank you, everybody. I mean, G-Herbo got 0%. Thank you, everybody. And Lil Durk got 45%, which is.
You know I'm mad though.
I know you mad. I definitely know you mad. I'm not.
I ain't talking.
I definitely.
I'm not surprised though.
Nah, because people talk about Lil Durk a lot.
He's pretty relevant.
Yeah, I probably just don't listen to him enough to understand, but I definitely see a lot of people talk about Lil Durk up there. Chief Keef, he ain't in his prime no more, but prime Chief Keef, like 16-year-old Chief Keef, when he dropped Finally Rich, which is to this day my favorite debut album of all time. That era, that whole time, like 2012, 2013, Chief Keef couldn't be stopped. But Kanye definitely would be my pick.
Now Chief Keef, I would say like in the streets, Chief Keef was the king of the streets, but like overall Chicago, it's Kanye's territory. If you understand what I'm saying, like when you think about Chicago, like the first two names that come to my head is definitely Chief Keef and Kanye West. Like Kanye put Chicago on the map, but Chief Keef was the face of Chicago.
Yeah, Chief Keef really is I feel like Chief Keef is the one that popularized when he was growing up, because it wasn't he was a part of that whole, like he was the main person putting forward that like Chicago drill sound. So I could definitely, I would definitely put him as one of my favorites.
So favorite Cali rapper, of course, Kendrick Lamar won. Nipsey and Snoop Dogg only got like 2 or 1 votes each. Now, Tupac and Biggie, we'll talk about them in a later episode for sure. But really and truly, Tupac isn't like a part of our generation. He's only like what we know of him.
Like his
So
hits.
I could understand why only 35% of people like voted for him. But Kendrick Lamar is like the most relevant person from Cali right now for our generation.
Yeah, definitely for our generation. I mean, there are definitely a lot of Cali rappers out there, but I can't think of a lot that would be on the level of these 4 that I could say it would be like somebody's favorite. I honestly can't really think of one on any off the top of my head, but it's probably definitely some out there that people would say is their favorite that wasn't on the poll.
Yeah. So now Philly, of course, Lil Uzi Vert won. Like, Lil Uzi Vert is like on top of the world right now, if you ask me. Like, he's my number 5 favorite artist. I think I said number 5 for him. Yeah, number 5. So I was happy that he got 56%. Well, I'm finally seeing it now that he got 56%, but it's no doubt that he beat Meek Mill. I mean, Meek Mill is cool and all, but like, he's more of like a face for Philly more than anything else nowadays. Like, his rapping skills are still pretty good, but like, that era when Dreams and Nightmares dropped, like, he won't ever touch that again.
Fully the best album. Well, the 2 of the best albums Meek dropped was it's between Dreams with More Than Money. I think that dropped 2015, and then Championships when he got released from prison. I didn't know that same year he got released from prison. He dropped that like December 2018. I know they got nominated for a Grammy and they deserved it because the album was great.
But his career did take a huge turn when he started like beefing with Drake, though.
Yeah. That was like that was a big downturn, and then a big downfall. I mean, and then it was until like 2018 until he was in prison, like up until before he got released. He really started to get that whole popularity and stuff. But I will get into a rant about Uzi later on. We talk about our top 5 favorite albums because
Eternal Take is really we know. Just hold it.
We get it later. But also when I saw you put Lil Dicky, and that you pretty sure you got 1%.
Yeah, we know you're a Lil Dicky fan, but a lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Now Lil Dicky, I implore, like, okay, he don't drop music as much anymore because he has his own show. He's a whole writer, producer. He's a talented person. But I need y'all to listen to Lil Dicky, especially the music he dropped between 2013 and 2015.
So next episode will be more focused on like 2020 as a whole. We'll be talking about like favorite albums from 2020, favorite artists from 2020, favorite songs, stuff along that line. And as you guys know, like those hit for hit battles were going like pretty famous. Honestly, we'll make a poll about that. About between me and Burden, who we think should be like winning in a hit for hit battle. So we'll have more information about that later on, probably like the Twitter or the Instagram account. But really and truly, next episode will be more interesting than this one. This one was just like more of an introduction to our lifestyle, our thoughts, the polls. Now, we're sorry if you had bad audio, bad internet connection, video quality.
I apologize for me lagging out. I didn't know what's going to happen, but, I didn't like it again, so that's a positive.
Hey, things happen. So we're just starting off first episode. Everything is all right.
All right. So I want to thank you all for joining us. This is your first episode. Please, like I said earlier, many times before, follow us on our socials. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, like the video, comment. Just tell people about it.
Y'all heard the man. Y'all heard the man. Of course, the record.